I think I've got like at least a candidate for my favorite character for right now in Red Hood. This dude, Mariopolis. I don't know how his name is pronounced. Mariopios, whatever. His character so far is pretty cool. I like him. I like his design. I like the whole power. But I mean, I guess it's power science. But this dude who's utilizing these slime molds for different effects, I think that's really cool. I definitely like this guy so far. I like his power. I like his, like, again, I say power with quotation marks. I like his abilities. This guy's just pretty neat as of right now. So the series, fingers crossed on, the longevity potential of Red Hood. And if so, I want to see this guy around. I definitely don't want to keep all of my belief on series at this point, especially Shonen Jump early on when you don't know whether or not they're going to make the cut. But I like Red Hood, so I'm hoping that it does. We're like, 11 chapters in? So we'll probably have a pretty strong guess on as to the survival rating of this series within about a month or so. Probably, I would definitely assume sometime before November we would have like a confirmation of like if this series is going to live, because at that point we're already pretty far in the numbers that they can guess. So if we can get back to some pretty solid figures for the series, well, I guess get to, because I know like the hype when it was first kind of coming out, there was some definite hype over in the West, but I don't know what that's like obviously over in Japan, where the numbers are way more important for the survival rating and longevity of the series itself. So this chapter, they actually had a bunch more focus on this dude, this scientist guy, than any of the others. It was definitely a chapter for him. So if he the series survives, I'm hoping he becomes part of the main cast. He seems pretty cool. And obviously being knowledgeable, he could be like their Brock. He could be like Brock to the whole Pokemon main cast. Or you just have the slightly older guy who actually has his head on his shoulders. I don't know, something like that. Either way, I just want this guy to stick around because, again, he's pretty cool. He seems like he's pretty chill. He doesn't have some overwhelming personality or anything kind of crazy. He just seems like he's a chill dude who's trying to find a valuable usage of his inventions for hunting monsters for the whole Hunters Guild. I'm wondering if that has to do with his backstory, like specifically like why he's trying to figure out how it can aid hunting monsters. Like maybe his village or something was kind of like raised down. Well, I mean, like a lot of characters, I would assume that's the case, but I think the factor with the series would be what exactly was. Is it just nameless werewolf number 5, or would it be like a character that could come back as like like an antagonist of some focus, like somebody that could eventually be like a boss character, instead of just like, oh yeah, just some random goblin who decided to attack and eat some people or something. But during the chapter, actually, one thing I low-key really liked, that it wasn't too big, but it was actually really neat, is the guy that was like the bad guy for the chapter, this guy that I posted in Moscow Cobbs. He, like, his whole plan is he wants to pretty much take over the Hunters Guild and turn it into a business because of all of their, like, all the connections that they already have and all of their, like, kind of exclusive contracting deals with hunting monsters and stuff from all over. That he wants to take that, as well as their production of, was it Wolfnium, or it was pronounced Wolfonium, and pretty much find a way to weaponize the whole process and then sell it, and then he can get all this money. He's talking about like how like wars and the balance of power in the world can change, and he could be at the the head of the pretty much the head of everything for that. And again, his name Mariopius was pretty much, they probably keep it a secret because of people like you, and obviously like, this guy is a bad guy in the making, and he's just paying people to do his dirty work while they're there. And then you have this dude Mario, as easier to call him, just pulls out his sick mist blower and just starts doing all these like really neat tricks with it. He's like, the first one made the dude's mustache kind of grow out, for distraction. Then he put a slippery slime gel on his feet, made one of his shoes like all the metal erode. Like, he's just got a bunch of stuff. Like, something like this is really cool, and especially I think one of the things that does it more for him is it's not like he's just a guy with a bunch of plant powers. I think the scientist style, while having the vials and everything like under his coat, like, kind of like an arsenal of these things, it just adds to his coolness, and it does like a extra chunk to the early value, I think, especially this character. It makes him stand out a good bit. So this dude is really cool. I'm actually hoping he sticks around. Out of all the characters so far we've gotten, I definitely would want him to be part of the main cast the most. Like, like Debonair, she's cool, but I don't think that she's gonna end up being part of the main cast. I think she's gonna be one of those characters that kind of dips in and out. Grimm is kind of like question mark right now, because if she's around all the time, I feel like it'll be a little too easy for them to get out of certain situations, because she's clearly very powerful. This dude is like a good balance. He's got like a really OP ability. Again, I say ability when it's like, yeah, he's got science, but really useful. But yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention that I actually low-key liked was the guy, the dude Moscow, his workman's arts, and they're like explaining that it's like a style of self-hypnosis. So he's like manipulating himself into getting through certain things. Like, it would be like, you know, convincing your body to be stronger, and not like the same way that you're just magically stronger, but you know, what is it, humans only use, was it 10 or 15%? It might be 8% of like your muscles, like regular, like full strength, because you know they don't want to overwork it, because you're like using 100% will just destroy it. And you could be like, you know, take that limiter off and then be able to use way more physical strength. But he's also got like agility. He's like jumping around off of people's attacks. The one elixir dude goes in and attacks, and this guy just catches attacks and just, you know, slams a whole fist on him, just puts him down. And these guys are just running numbers, and it's all until Mario just gets out his mist blower, and then bam, that's it. Like at that point, they're not getting past him, and you made it very clear. Like when you have somebody like this who's got multiple really OP little cheat tricks, you're gonna have a bad time fighting him, because it's not the fact that he's got like, oh, you know, some crazy mold that if you look at it, you know, like all of your skin will fall off and you'll die. It's like, no, he's just got so many tricks that you get past one thing, he's got another one, and you have no idea what it's gonna be. Like, he goes from making your hair suddenly grow to making your feet slippery to metal erosion. Like, just those three show that his range of effects is going to be really big. And dude looks like he's got 10 plus of these containers, and who knows if he's got more, and if they combined, who knows exactly the full extent. And then in the last one, he put him in like a cocoon. So like, the guy's got a lot of like moves up his sleeve. And even the one spray that they used to create the mold on the Pearl prison cage like walls area, like in the last chapter, was also by him. So like, this guy's got a lot of skills that they can utilize. And even when they bring up in the chapter, Veilu's talking about, oh, you know, you're really helpful, all of your stuff has actually been like the key to this. And the guy's just like, cool, sweet, like he's getting what he wants. His inventions and his research are providing vital and important materials for them to all utilize in this last step of their exam. So the next chapter, it looks like they're gonna actually start getting ready to finish up the match, because they said it's only, what, 45 minutes, or sorry, there's an hour left in the Cops and Robbers game. So they have to withstand this and survive and keep away from Debonair and Grimm. Like, I'm willing to bet they're gonna pass, but it's that last kind of like chokehold moment. I think it's gonna be the big hype on that part of this mini arc, and then we'll start moving into the actual stuff with the Hunters Guild. I really want to know what the first mission is gonna be, because this is a test. So I would assume that after this, they're going to be in the guild. They're just going to be at the lowest rank, so they should be fine, I would assume, like getting assigned a mission, like as long as they pass this test. So we'll see. Other than that, solid chapter, pretty good. Usually, if we have one like this where it's a lot of smaller kind of like actions going on, it's not as hype, especially early, because it takes off a lot of like important, like very valuable screen time for characters, and like, you know, anything you want to put on the screen to hopefully draw an attention. But I will say that it was actually done really well in this one, because I thought this guy was really cool, and his just mold mist blowing gun I thought was cool. Like, it was really neat to see. I like it when characters have very weird kind of movesets like this. But anyway, other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, but from the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. For that, I appreciate everybody already subscribed. Thank you all for listening. Bye.